So sorry, I will head right back.
Awesome, thank you. Okay, so in high school, your teachers may not have required you to prepare for class ahead of time. However, in university, this is not the case. It is expected that you have prepared for class before attending each lecture, lab tutorial, and etc. You can use the information in your syllabus to see what each class will be about. Identify what readings, articles, and that you will be discussing learning more about. Many courses have lower stake assessments to help you prepare for the larger assessments. Regular weekly assignments or quizzes are built for you to help you really learn and practice the material covered in the classes. Please spend time on these weekly assignments and quizzes as the safe place to see how well you know the materials and not wait until the midterm. Typically, 20% of what you learn will be in class, and 80% of what you learn will be done independently outside of class time. This will have a great impact on how you are managing your time. So what does this mean for you? This means that you are now expected to do a lot more independently than you are used to doing. This will have a big impact on your time management and how you decide to use your time. In high school, much of your work and learning happened in the class and sometimes included class time to complete homework. In university, this will not be the case, as it is your own responsibility to complete your readings and assignments on a regular basis. Having a good time management strategies and habits in place for yourself are at the very beginning of your first term will have a positive impact on your success. So what are you going to expect in the virtual classroom, which we will cover in the next slide. During the special timing, teaching styles are beyond the traditional type. There are many ways that instructors engage through the virtual each is different. One course might have 3 components, including lecture, tutorial, and test, or only one component, which is lecture. I have received several inquiries regarding why you're only seeing one course component or nothing in your schedule. If you do not see any components or schedules in your request, it means there's no fixed schedule for one course or all of your courses. The week before or during the first week of lecture, your course instructor will be posting the course syllabus in Learn. The course syllabus is a very, very important document for you to know the requirements and deadlines for each course. If you have completed the WMIS, then you have seen Learn. Learn is the main source for your course instructors to deliver online learning for this fall term. Here are my 3 top tips to excel the online learning environment. Number 1, create a network of friends. Number 2, balance your schoolwork and personal life. And number 3, attend online and virtual tutorials and office hours. Please ask questions. Do not be afraid to ask for help. So we have talked about the platform of Learn. What are some other online tools for success? I will be covering them. Okay, so students are uploaded to SciSpace, which is a Learn group, which they can receive notifications about academic deadlines, science undergraduate office updates, and current opportunities. Quest is where you see your schedule, add job courses, and check financial information and more. Student must use university email to communicate with instructors and advisors, since external email providers such as Gmail or Hotmail are likely to go to spam or junk. Okay, these are some key online tools for you. And for the next slides, I want to highlight that grades matter. weight of grades, and deadlines matter in university. In the syllabus, the course instruction will indicate clearly about the penalty for late submissions and the weight for each assignment, midterm, and final. Continuing honor science requires a cumulative overall average of 60% and a cumulative science average of 60%. Unable to meet these average requirements will lead to conditional standing or unsatisfactory standing or even a failed standing. So similar to fall 2020 course selection process, you will receive the email including a web form for winter 2021 course selection to indicate your required courses in mid-September. During the first 2 weeks, you will get your first-hand information in terms if you are enjoying your 1A courses and which will get you to continue with your winter course selection. Winter course selection will happen between September 24th and October 6th for the winter 2020 term. Similarly to the fall, I will be selecting your required courses based on what you put in the web form, and you will have to choose your elective courses in class on your own. Please note that the advisors are only selecting your required courses for your first year. After the 1B term, after the winter 21 term, you will have to choose all of your courses starting from there. So there will be more tools in the next slides. All right. Please get yourself familiar with the course planning tools. Course selection and enrollment for new students are very important. Undergraduate calendar specify the program rules, degree requirements, academic regulations, grading systems, exam rules, etc. Schedule of classes shows what courses are offered per term, course offering time, location, professors. The important dates outlines the deadlines for dropping courses, fee deadline, course selection dates, and etc. Please note those dates in your own calendar so that you don't forget about them. You will also receive reminders about those important dates through emails from the university as well as SciSpace. So moving on. One of the biggest advantage of the honor science program is allowing you to craft your own degree by taking courses that fit with your passions and interests, or align your labs and lectures to the requirements of any professional school you want to attend. Your first year is also a tryout process to figure out if you are in the right program or taking the right courses for you. Some examples for you to enrich your undergraduate experiences includes the EDGE program, EDGE, which I will cover in the next slides, choosing electives which may support your professional goals, and volunteering opportunities or getting lab and research experience to build your skills. So what is EDGE? EDGE gives, which is in the next slide, EDGE gives Waterloo students in regular program an opportunity to develop key professional skills, explore your career options, and market yourself to the employers. EDGE program is only available for regular students, it's not open for co-op program students. EDGE can also help connect the work you do in the classroom to your future in the workplace. Please explore the EDGE website for more information and contact the EDGE coordinator through email see if you have any questions. Okay, what are some other resources? Career advisors can help you with career management techniques, graduate professional school preparation, work search methods, and how to set meaningful and achievable goals. Through one-on-one appointments, drop-ins, and co-op consults. This also entails the your summer jobs, consults, and stuff like that. They also have workshops and events currently being hosted online. There, you can also explore the online resources through the Career Hub, which requires you to log in with your UO2 credentials. So for students who are interested in professional schools such as med school, optometry, or pharmacy, the career advisors are an excellent resource. They can help you to align your interest with some courses that you should be taking, and they can also help you with your document application preparation as well as some mock interviews. So to recap, for going to the next slide. And also going to the next one, please. Thank you. So to recap, for course-specific help, your best resources would be your instructors and TAs. There will be online drop-in tutoring sessions if you need help with your course materials. You will find that majority of your first-year instructors are happy to answer any questions that you have, either right after class or during office hours. But before contacting or emailing your professors, make use of the course Learn site and check your syllabus. It is important to remember that there could be more than 1,000 students in the same course. Please try to find the answers on your own and save your emails for important communications with your instructor. But don't hesitate to ask for help when you need it. Do not wait until 1 or 2 days before your midterm to take a list of questions to your TAs or your instructors. They may not have enough time to get back to you. If you need clarification, try to be as proactive as you can in finding out the answers. Now you are looking at a beautiful picture of the Science Undergrad office. You will see my picture up there as well, since I'm part of it. If you need immediate help for general supports and resources, please feel free to contact the advisors in the Science Undergrad's office. We offer chat now function. Also, we offer immediate help through email or phone. They're here to help with academic support outside of courses and can advise on program requirements, questions, and changes in the student first year. So moving on. We have many sources of support outside of classroom. And I have covered a lot of information through this presentation. It can be challenging to know where to go for what, but even if you start somewhere and if it's not what you're looking for, we will help you to find the right place. So on this webpage, you can see we have the Student Success Office and Writing Center. We are also covering presenting the counseling services, health services, athletics and recreation, we have the MATES program, and for the social parts, we have lots of resources. And if you want to be connected, feel free to reach out to them by yourself, or if you don't know who would be the best place to start, feel free to contact me or any advisors in the Science Undergrad office. But that's all I want to cover today. Thank you for the opportunity for me to introduce you to these help and resources. Now I will pass it on to the student panel.
Okay, so now I would like to invite our student panelists to turn on the cameras and unmute themselves. So yeah, thank you so much, Melinda, for the presentation. It was wonderful. Now the student panelists are available to take any questions that first years might have. Please put your questions into the chat and we will have the advisors try to answer them. But for now, I'm going to have the panelists kind of do a quick introduction. I'll put on the little slide so that they can do the little thing. So yeah, take it away.
Okay, I guess I'll start. Hi, my name's Katharina. I'm in my 4th year of honors science. My pronouns are she and her. I'm also minoring in chemistry, biology, and fine arts. So if you have any questions about how to declare a minor, I can help with answer your questions about that. Some things I've been involved with so far. I've been orientation leader for 3 years. I help out with science outreach on campus, and I'm also a science ambassador. So you might have seen me at a fall open house last year. And then I also have experience with Edge, if you have any questions about that.
Hi, my name is Nathan. My pronouns are he, him. I'm in honor science. I just finished my 2B with conditional admission to pharmacy. I've been a part of orientation for 2 years now, and apart from science orientation, I'm also involved in some other clubs and WUSA clubs on campus, such as CSA, Chinese Students Association, as well as FIMREC, so which is a health organization.
Okay, so we have one question so far. And the question is, if our class doesn't have times associated with it in the schedule that's on Quest, then there are no live classes for that course. Yes, so that's correct. All first year courses should be online fully. And that's also to help with any time zone issues that may occur. So everyone can access the course content on Learn and complete it at your own speed and own time. So I recommend trying to do it whatever is assigned for the week, so you keep on track though.
Yeah, so we have another question. How can I manage my time? So I think it's very important, especially with an online format of school, to really designate when you want to do work and when you want to have time for your own self. So try to keep a 9 to 5 schedule as much as possible. I know some of your classes may be pre-recorded, so just keeping a 9 to 5 where you can actually do work and reserving the evening for you to relax and just have me time is really essential for that work-life balance.
Yeah, I like what you said about that, Nathan, because I have heard in the past that some people like to think about their schoolwork as like their work time. So it's like you're going to work for this sort of time to finish it. And that I think that's a good mindset to consider for online classes. So that way you can have like free time later on the weekend, for example. I don't know if Maggie, did you want to mention this, that some students might not have access to the chat? I don't know if that's been fixed.
Yes, I will try and, because I'm pretty sure it was mentioned, so I will try to get back to you on that.
Okay, so I'll do the next one. So should I reach out to my instructor or my TA when I have questions about the course? Yes, absolutely. So on the first day of classes, everyone should be receiving a syllabus or a course outline when your courses get uploaded to Learn. And usually there should be contact information for your instructor, and if you have a TA, contact information for them as well. So a TA is a teaching assistant. Usually they are either upper year students or graduate students that help run the course and help with answering students' questions. Yeah, so whenever you have questions, just make sure you follow what the professor asks you to do, whether it's through email or arranging a video call if that's what they prefer now in on online setting. There usually is office hours available to students as well. So when courses start, we'll find out what the professor prefers, whether they will have live office hours or depending on each professor, really.
So the next question is from Bilal. Is it possible to claim a minor if you're doing CAP? No, you are not able to. CAP is the pre-pharm track, the pre-pharmacy track, and because it's only 2 years long, you won't have time to take the required courses for a minor. So you would be required to do the prerequisites for admission into pharmacy, and that would be the main component of your degree.
Okay, so just to answer the question of if any first years are having difficult like accessing the chat, I would ask you to use the raise hand function. So I believe you can find it on your participants. I'm not 100% sure, but anywho, yeah, please use the raise hand function, and then I will call upon you, and you can unmute yourself, and then you can ask the question, and then we'll have the panelists answer. So thank you.
This is Melinda here. I also want to mention I don't have access to the chat either. If you want me to answer any questions, please let me know. I can help if you need it. Okay.
Sorry, I just wanted to add on something else about the minor. Even though you're not able to do a minor, and it goes with just in general honor science as well, you're able to take a lot of electives outside of science. So I've taken electives in the arts faculty, I've taken Latin, I've taken geography, I've taken sex, marriage, family studies. So the great thing about honor science is you have so many elective spots where you can just experiment in what you want to do in other faculties.
Okay, so we have another question before we get to someone who raised their hand. What if I'm struggling in my program? What should I do? I'm wondering if I can ask Melinda to answer this to provide some resources, because you might have more information on the specific resources.
Definitely. So as mentioned in the presentation earlier, we have the online tutorial resources. Please do not hesitate to reach out to them. I haven't checked about this year, but in previous years, we have been providing tutorials for chemistry, physics, and math. Hopefully, they will be also offered this year. Student Success Office also have some really good resources for studying strategies. Often we find when students are struggling is that they have been using the same studying method from their high school, which no longer apply. So getting used to the new environment and learn some new strategies for your study is very important. Some other resources would be if you are struggling in your core science courses, and the online tutorials as well as the studying strategies doesn't seem to help, and you realize that science may no longer be the right program for you, please come and talk to me or other advisors, and we can help you to explore if you should be switching to a different program. But let's begin with your professors, your TAs, and the online tutorials as well as studying strategies as the start. All right, I hope that's helpful.
Okay, so Nora, if you would like to unmute yourself to ask the question.
Yes, hello. I have a question regarding minor. Hearing the subject about like I can take a minor, I was interested, and I'm taking like honor sciences, and I'm thinking of taking my master's as in speech pathology. So I was wondering what is the best minor that I can take, and if there's like any speech and communication minors that I can be looking at, and how many years would they be if I considered communication classes.
Yeah, sure. I can help answer that one for minors. Yeah, so there's lots of different minors available to students, and you don't have to take a minor in science. That's what's great about honor science is that you have a lot of electives to take outside of the Faculty of Science. Usually their minors range between either 8 to 10 courses specified for that subject area. I'd recommend looking. Unfortunately, we can't link it in the chat, but I recommend looking online, U Waterloo minors, and there should be a list of the different ones that are available to you. And then you can see which one would correlate well with maybe like speech communication or something similar to that. Yeah, it's very easy to complete like at least 1 or 2 minors within the honors science faculty program, just with the amount of flexibility you have in arranging your courses.
Right, and do you have any idea like how many classes I would be looking at in order?
So yes, probably I would say on average it's around 10 classes or courses for the minor. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much.
No problem.
To add to Katharina's points, if you Google University Waterloo minors, you will find a web page showing all areas of minors available. And if you want to know the link, it is uwaterloo.ca slash future students slash program slash minors, but it's very easy to find through Google. I think by looking through that page, the most applicable or related minor for your interest is called speech communication. But you are highly recommended to explore of all of the other minors that might be interesting for you. A typical minor requires 8 to 10 courses, depending on which one you want to complete. Yeah, that's it.
So we have another question. How long should the preparation be for lecture, labs, and tutorials? So they all are different. So lectures in general, standardized would be maybe a few hours reading the textbook or reading over any material that your prof has given you earlier and just getting a head start so that the information comes easier to you during lectures. And labs will usually compose of a pre-lab report. So that's you writing your introductions, writing materials, which is similar to what you would have done in high school. So you understand the experiment and you go in prepared. And tutorials, tutorials would be preparing any questions or any finding any concepts that you're struggling with so that you're ready to ask them in your tutorial section.
And then similarly, so how will labs differ this year since they will be online? And labs will be a bit different this year. You won't be able to do them in person. It will mostly be you'll be viewing the lab being conducted either through video or simulations. And you'll be exploring more on your critical thinking, and your lab report writing skills. And understanding like the theory and the materials still. So you'll still get that aspect of the lab. I don't know if Melinda had any other information from the Faculty of Science on how they're coordinating them this year.
I think Katharina, you have covered it very well. The labs this year will be focusing on more applicable usage and also due to the online delivering, students won't be following those the procedures as previous years, but the lab will be delivered using what they can find, or you can find using the materials available from your home. So it's going to be very interesting, I think. And please, I think you will be also enjoying them.
So another question we got was, what GPA do I need in order to stay in this program? So that one I would believe is less specific to the program. Can I ask Melinda to speak further on that?
Definitely. It's covered in the presentation earlier. To continue in the honor science program, students need to maintain 60% of cumulative overall average as well as 60% of cumulative science average. All students will be assessed every term to see they are maintaining this average.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
So we have another question coming in. It says, is there a chance that the in-person/remote term will change partway through the fall? I'm going to ask Melinda if you can comment on that.
No, I don't think so. The university is trying to, so what happened to the spring was very unexpected. That's why we switched delivery mode during the term. But we have announced very far behind regarding the online delivery mode for the fall term. Students won't be surprised by changing the delivery mode for the fall term. I can guarantee this. We want to prepare students for the fall for the online delivery mode, and we will announce what it's like going to be for the winter term. Likely in the end of September or in the beginning of October. The university hasn't made a decision yet, but we will keep everyone updated regarding a decision.
Is there any last questions for any of our panelists or for Melinda? Just put it in the chat or raise your hand, please. Yep, Nora, I saw your hand, so you may unmute yourself and ask the question.
Yes, hello. I was wondering, what is the average that I need to have, or the GPA, in order to be in the dean's honors?
In order to be in the dean's honors list, student needs a 80% or higher average when you are completing a full course load during that particular term. Student will graduate with the dean's honors list after they complete their honors degree with 80% or higher average as well. Without any limitation for units. I hope that's clear. Again, for termly deans of honors list, there's the requirement for average and how many units you complete, but for your graduation dean's honors list, you just need an overall cumulative average above 80%.
Okay, thank you. Yes, that answered my question.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I saw your hand, Makund. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that, but go ahead. You may unmute yourself.
Oh yeah, sorry about that. I raised my hand by mistake.
Oh, that's okay. No problem then. So, okay. If we don't have any more questions coming in, so essentially, that's our honor science event. So I would just like to thank the panelists and for Melinda, the advisor, for coming and answering questions, even after all of this craziness that we were going through. So yeah, I'm gonna quickly go over just a few last things about what to do next. So just a reminder that fall 2020 classes begin on Tuesday, September 8th. So make sure that you log on to Learn and make sure that you're up to date with your classes and such. Also for to buy materials. So just in case, like, what do you need? Textbooks. So in case if you need textbooks, please check out the U Waterloo Book Look for a list of your textbooks online. And any lab materials and other supplies, please check out the W store. As well, also please complete the WMIS requirements through Learn. So there will be a separate tab just saying for WMIS. Completion of WMIS is required for labs, as Melinda previously mentioned. So please make sure that you finish those. Stay tuned for your Waterloo emails just for any new notifications on orientation or for school. And select courses for winter 2021. So these are just for your next term, and these are to choose your upcoming electives. And so, yeah, we would just like to thank you for coming. And yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Sorry, I have a question, and it's okay. So I have a question, and I couldn't find the raise your hand function, and I can't access the chat. So
Oh
can
yeah.
I still? Yeah. So I have a couple questions. So you were saying that we should prepare before our lectures and everything. Should we have anything prepared before the first day of classes, or will we find everything out on the first day of classes?
Melinda, like, if you're still here, if you would like to answer that question, or any of the panelists.
So if the professor will be posting their course syllabus or any their first the slides, the presentation for the first lecture will be definitely very nice to review them beforehand. If there's nothing being posted, hopefully you will be able to find the required textbook for the course through our bookstore websites. If nothing is being posted, then it doesn't hurt to read through your textbook and then maybe the first few chapters if you can. For Katharina and Nathan, do you have anything else to add?
Yeah, also on your syllabus, you'll probably get you'll get like a calendar. It'll show you when your assignments are due, when your midterms are. So what I like to do is once I get the syllabus, I like to input it into my personal calendar and just do that for all my courses so I can start seeing how my month and the future months are going to look moving forward.
Yeah, and usually the professor does like a bit of an introduction the first day of classes. So even if you're not able to get any textbooks at by the first day of classes, that's completely fine as well. They'll let you know more information about the materials you'll need for the course and what you'll be exploring in the course, basically. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And then one more question. So I got into the CAP status with honor science, and I was wondering, can I still have a part-time job? Can you balance studies and work?
Yeah, so I can answer that. Yeah, you can definitely work a part-time job. I worked a part-time job during my 2 years, and it just depends on your time management. Again, there's so much that you can do between academics, extracurriculars, professional development, so a part-time job. As long as you're able to maintain your studies and also just your work-life balance, I wouldn't see why there would be a problem with that.
And sorry, one more question. So how does it work with clubs this year? Like, because I know that I went through the club list and they have like contact information. So is it just like I know this year's different, but is it just we contact the club and say, hey, I want to join? How does that work?
For the science clubs, we'll actually be having a live event on Friday, so you can get more information about the science-specific ones or science topic-related ones. Then, for any other ones, I'd recommend like looking at their social medias, seeing if they have any updates regarding fall term because it's getting near the fall term, and definitely like if you have one that you're really interested in, just reach out to them to see what they're planning on doing virtually this year.
Thank you. That's all my questions.
Okay, I see one last raised hand, and we'll make this the last question. So, Stephen, if you want to unmute yourself.
Yeah, so when it comes to labs and how they're going to be like online, do we still need to buy materials or equipment, or are they all going to be simulation?
I believe they're all going to be simulation or watching video because you won't have access to the lab in person. So you won't be needing goggles or lab coats because you're not going to be physically in the lab. You'll still need to complete WMIS, but it would seem like you would probably be needing to purchase those items in another year instead of first year.
Okay, thanks.
And then we also had one more. Is that okay, Maggie?
Yeah, I was gonna say we
Okay.
probably have time for one more. So, Ashley, if you would like to unmute yourself.
Okay, hello. Hi. I have a question concerning pharmacy. So I was wondering if for applying for pharmacy, if you're not able to get like a volunteer experience with like working with a pharmacist, how would that impact your application?
So with any professional school, it's definitely required that you, definitely recommended that you have experience in the field that you want to work in. I would say specifically with like requirements into entry, you can definitely talk to your academic advisor. They can give you one-on-one support, as well as with the career center. They can provide more preparation for your application towards professional school. But I would just recommend you to try your best to obtain experience so that you can really experience if you like the field of pharmacy and if it's right fit for you. I hope that answers it.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so I think that's really all the time that we have. I mean, some of the other chat rooms are still going on, but if there's no other additional questions, I don't think I see any. So yeah, I hope everyone has a great day. Thank you for coming, and thank you for coming when this was all a very big mess, I could say. But yeah, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. We really appreciate everyone's efforts for what's the word? I can't really find it. But anywho, thank you. Thank you so much. So yeah, as Katharina mentioned, make sure to check out the next online event that we will have, which is Science Showcase, which a bunch of the interdepartmental clubs will be presenting. So if you want to get involved in clubs and activities, please show up to that day. That will be on Friday, September 4th at 11 a.m. So yeah, if you want to check it out, I'll be there. So yeah, thank you for coming. And that's it. So.
Bye.